Hey, everybody. Okay, we're back. Just giving you a moment for everyone to come on. So we can get rocking and rolling. Okay. So who do we have on tonight? It's 7 o'clock. Martha K, what's up? How are you? Welcome. Good evening. And where are you tuning in from, Martha? Hey, Lynn. I know you're from Texas. Martha, you in the A. Hey, listen, I'm going to give you guys just a little heads up while you're here, since you're representing Texas and Atlanta. Hey, Ebony, how are you? From Suffolk, Virginia, joining again. Kathy, how are you doing? We're going to be starting at some point this summer a tour, a Marriage Ain't for Punks tour. And we're going to be visiting your cities, doing like just little marriage conferences. We're actually just boot camps, really, just for a couple hours. And we want to, as we move forward, we're going to give you more information and let you know exactly what's happening, when it's happening, and where it's happening, okay? But I know that Texas is on the list, Dallas and Houston. Yes, Dallas and Houston. Also, I know the DMV, DC is on the list, Ohio's on the list, and we have a few other places. I think California's on the list as well. LA. All right. Yeah. Kansas City, live in Bama. All right. I hear you. All right, guys, listen. Please, I want you to do me a big favor as we move forward. Please go on the app, on the opening page. When I tell you to post something, what we're trying to do, I don't want you to, it doesn't have to be something great. Just let us know how you're doing. Let us know what's going on in your world. You know, we post just random things about what's happening in your life. We want to start this community and make it very familial as well as casual, because we want people to start connecting with one another. We're about to move into our first big round of funding in March. So we're excited about that so we can take our app to the next level. All right. Okay. So I want you to remember that. So get logged in, because you're going to be seeing some changes, and I'll be letting you know as they come along. All right. Last time we were on Thursday night, we did have a Q&A. Incidentally, if you're wondering, yes, my eye is red. A blood vessel, it's nothing biggie, no biggie. But if you're wondering about that, that's what it is. But last time when we were on, we actually had a technical glitch. And so for the whole time, I was almost done because we were having a Q&A. Then I got just locked like that. Scared you. Thought it happened again, didn't you? But no, Wendy did not hit me. No. We don't play that. No, but what's happening is that we think we've corrected any problems there. It may have been the internet connection where I was, because I was in a remote location. So we're going to finish our Q&A tonight, and then we're going to continue on Thursday with a new topic. So I want you to start bringing your questions. Some of us last week had some questions, and we didn't really get a chance to answer them. So we're going to finish that up tonight. Carrie, I know you're driving. Tonight's topic basically is Q&A. We were talking about forgiveness, and that started it. And then, we continued from there with some other questions that you guys have. We want to jump right in with our Q&A. And I'm going to get back to this thing about forgiveness and what it looks like and how to forgive someone when you're still hurting. And is it possible to forgive when you're still feeling the pain, when you're still feeling the hurt? And I just want to say that is the most important aspect of forgiveness, is that you don't have to feel like forgiving to forgive. I think quite often people feel like, well, I don't feel like forgiving, or I don't feel like reconciling. Remember, our motto here is marriage ain't for punks. And if you really want to understand what marriage is all about, that when it comes to forgiving, it's not about how you feel. You don't forgive in your relationship only when you feel good. You forgive in your relationship to start the healing, to start the process of healing. Okay, so you can go on and move on to more productive things. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing everyone's post also with their honeyboos, Wendy says. So when it comes to forgiveness, that's what I want to share with you. You don't have to feel good about it. You don't. And now here's the thing. If I don't feel good about forgiving, absolutely, I have to push through. I have to push through and do it anyway. Okay, for the benefit and for the beauty of the relationship, for the success of the relationship, I have to forgive even when I don't feel like it. And let me add something there. You also have to apologize when you don't feel like it. That's different. That's difficult. We practice something and we tell our couples when we do our counseling and do our conferences, we have this phrase called rushing to reconcile. And it simply means that you don't have to feel like being apologetic. You don't have to feel, and it doesn't even make a difference if you're the one or if he's the one or if someone is the one or she's the one who did the wrong. The first person who recognizes it is the one who has to initiate reconciliation. That's how it goes in a real relationship. In a successful relationship, it's not about whether or not you feel like it, whether or not, I ain't going to apologize. No. You push through and do it anyway. My wife and I, we still have disagreements. And I'm going to give you a personal testimony here. As I said, my eye is red for a reason. I've been having migraines, and we're going to get to the end of it, find out what it is. But we've been having these migraines. Well, we'd had a little disagreement. And during that migraine, we were going to go walking, and the sunlight hit me, and I was like, I can't do this. I got to go back home. And I went back home. And she thought about continuing, and then she thought about that thing. She said, wait a minute. And I'm only telling you this because that's what she told me. She said, you know what? No, I'm going to push through whatever happened in that argument. I'm going to push through. I'm going to get back to see about my man because he said his head was hurting. Doesn't make a difference what the argument was about. Doesn't make a difference with any of that. It's all about reconciling and taking care of one another. Ebony says this, I struggle with holding on to being mad for so long. I forget what my husband did to piss me off. Wow. You struggle with holding on and being mad for so long that you completely forget what listen, let me share something. Let me tell you something, Ebony. You're not alone. You're not alone. But in those moments, I want you to think of something. Ebony. In those moments when you're holding on to it, hear me now, and the emotion has surpassed the event or the incident, you have to ask yourself the question, okay, what is most important here? Is it reconciliation or is it my pride? I'm going to be straight with you. Because if you're still holding on to something and the event has passed and I cannot connect the event to the emotion, then I have gone away from the idea of reconciling. And I've embraced those negative feelings. I've embraced that emotion. And the emotion is the most important thing. Listen, people, your emotions are not a bad thing, but emotions normally come during the event. Okay? That's why I told you a while back, when you have an issue, take the issue, proverbially put it on a shelf, okay? And say, we're going to take this. I don't care who's responsible for it. Put it on a shelf. And we're going to look at that thing, devoid of feeling, and say, okay, let's attack that. Because what's happening in that situation, Ebony, and I ain't picking on you, but you're the one who said it. What's happening in that situation, Ebony, is that you have attached the problem to the person. Yeah, you've attached the problem to the person. So then those emotions are following the person. And you're not about reconciliation now. It's about feelings. And you always got to learn how to separate fact from feelings. It's something that's taught quite often in psychology, that you have to delineate between fact and feelings. Because facts are the truth. Facts are what they are. Feelings are just those peripheral things that complicate stuff. Okay? So when that happens, focus on the facts. Okay, here's something else here. All right. Kathy Cal is doing a conference in Alabama. Okay, in April. We'll post a flyer on the homepage. Okay, absolutely. Yes. Okay, forgiveness is important, but asking for forgiveness needs to be just as important. Asking for forgiveness. Now, let's think about that. And I hear you, Lynn. I hear you, and you're right. Let's see here. Okay. Does one need to ask for forgiveness to be forgiven? Yeah. Now, asking for it is important. But the question then begs, who is forgiveness for? Is it for the person who did the error, or is it for the person who was injured? Because asking for it, and you're right, Lynn, let me tell you, we all need to humble ourselves and say, please forgive me when we do wrong. But even if a person does not, you still must understand that your forgiveness is not dependent on them asking for it. Your forgiveness is dependent on your love for them and the fact that irrespective of whether you need it, irrespective of whether you ask for it, I'm going to forgive you. Because it's up to me. I need to release you from my judgment. That's for me so that I can move on. If you never ask for it, yeah, that's a problem. That can be a problem. That can require some counseling if that person never acknowledges. Because if you're saying he's never asking for forgiveness, that's because he or she is never acknowledging they're wrong. Okay? And if you're never acknowledging you're wrong, then you're actually hindering the healing process. All right? But you're absolutely right. Asking for it is important. All right, let's go on here. Requiring someone to forgive with an apology. Okay. I'm listening. Good stuff. Thank you. Requiring someone to forgive with an apology. I'm not sure I can accept that yet. Okay. If you hold on to anger, anger holds on to you tighter. Yeah, come on now. Is your marriage worth more than you grasping negativity? And I think more like this when it comes to friendships more so than marriage. Yeah, I would agree. Those primary relationships, you should be more willing. You should be more willing to ask for forgiveness, more willing to reconcile. Or maybe, I don't know, for some, maybe the other way around. I don't know. Let's continue. Okay, Huntsville. Okay. All right. Okay, I don't know what y'all talking about now. It says so in the Bible. Absolutely. I'm still having trouble. Excuse me. Kathy says, I'm still having trouble letting go with him not here. My dreams of him are even angry. Tell me more. You mean you have trouble of letting go? That's right, because he's no longer here. You're having trouble letting go of him not being here. Right, because you're dealing with anger. Now, I'm going to tell you something, Kathy. Now, whereas I certainly appreciate you being here on our Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm going to suggest also that you start considering some individual therapy. And you may be doing it. You seem like a very enlightened woman. You're probably already doing it. But those are things I think that you or anybody need to seriously discuss in therapy. Why is my anger lingering for someone who is not here anymore? Okay? There are things that are not resolved. And sometimes, but I want to, if you can give me some kind of idea where to go or what to do. Yes, and please feel free to listen. We can give you referrals as far as counseling referrals or what have you. We can do that. We can do that offline, okay? You can send a message inside the app or what have you, and we'll be sure to give you more guidance there. Because when it comes to forgiveness and apologies, it's so important for you to understand the power of that, the power of letting go. Okay, because you cannot move forward until you do. Now, let's talk about apologies a little bit. All right, I'm waiting for your questions here, but I'm going to get something in while you guys thinking. Someone said something about apologizing and for the person asking for forgiveness. And we talked about this earlier. We talked about proactive apologies and inactive apologies and reactive apologies. Okay. And I want you to understand that even with a reactive apology, it's still an apology. Okay. Sometimes we want people to be proactive, and sometimes because of shame, because of fear, or whatever. Maybe they don't feel like they're going to be received. That their apologies may not proactively apologize. But your forgiveness cannot be dependent on that. Okay. Here's a question. It's been since 2017. It's not getting any better and tearing me apart. Now let's talk about this for a second, Kathy. I'm gonna lean in here a little bit. I believe you. I hear you. I feel your pain. I understand what you're saying. But I'm going to tell you something. I want you to hear me. A lot of what happens to us is because we manifest that in our lives. A lot of the pain we feel is because we say, it's not getting any better. It's tearing me apart. I need you to hear me. Here's something, and this is for everybody, so I'm not picking on Kathy, but I need you guys to get this. Our words create our emotions. They create our lifestyle. They make us who we are. Okay? And when we say things like, it's not getting any better. Now, the reality, you might think, is that it's not getting any better. But another reality might be it's not getting any better because you're constantly confessing that it's not getting any better. So even though you may not feel as though it is, remember we talked about facts and feelings. What might have to happen is you might have to start speaking positivity and speaking the fact that it is getting better. You may have to stop saying it's tearing me apart, because remember, the first person who hears the negative words come out of your mouth are you. And if I say it's tearing me apart, guess what? I'm manifesting this thing tearing me apart. So and I'm a big proponent of this. First of all, making sure that my words are not contributing to my behavior, are not contributing to my feelings. Okay? All right. Can you go into the cutoff culture? Is it okay? Is it setting boundaries, or is it insensitive and lacking forgiveness? Again, this is regarding friendships. Okay. Wendy said, I'm going to get to that. Negativity is like chains with a lock holding you down underwater. Before you know it, you're drowning with the key to the lock in your own hands. Yeah, it's tough to be accountable to your own screw-ups when you know the other has messed up too, but releasing the other person frees you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you all are dropping some good wisdom here, some good things. And Kathy, we're saying this because we feel you. We're saying this because we care, okay? And we want you to be good. And we understand that the first line of defense is your words, okay? So we want you to start practicing, okay? Not leaning to negative statements, okay? Not leaning to those negative statements. Okay, Lynn, can you cut into the cut-off culture? Now, are we talking about the cancel culture, basically? Is it okay? Is it setting boundaries, or is it insensitive and lacking forgiveness? And I assume you're talking about the cancel culture when you say the cut-off culture. I don't know if it's the same thing. Yeah, millennials have a different language than I do. But when you're talking about the cut-off culture or the cancel culture, is it okay? No. No, it is not. When people cut off people in their life, no. Now listen, I believe it is so important to set boundaries in your life. But what we've experienced in social media is this whole thing of especially, and I'm going to go to social media, then I'm going to talk about reality, because there's a big difference. In social media, we've developed this cancel culture, this cutoff culture, this kind of culture where people, because you can turn off a switch or what have you, I think we're training ourselves to cut people off. And what happens on the screen happens in real life. We're training ourselves to make people disposable. When it comes to swiping left and right, we're training ourselves to make things disposable. Okay? So when it comes to people cutting you off in their life, yes, sometimes people need to have boundaries. But understand something. Real relationships, and listen, real relationships that are worth anything are worth fighting for. Back in the day, people would fight, people would make up, people would fight, people would make up. And I'm going to throw a little Bible in here. Y'all just stay with me, okay? That's why the Bible says you got to be like children. Not in your emotionality or in your maturity, but you have to be like children in order to forgive. And that means real relationships that are built. I have a few friends of mine, and we've been friends for 30 years or more. Okay? Have we ever had disagreements? Yes, some of us have. But why are we still in it? Because we've worked through those. So this whole cut off thing, I believe we've trained ourselves because of the microwave culture we're in. So is it good? No, it's not. Because people are not willing to work through problems. In friendships, we're so easy to dismiss one another. And it's disturbing, actually. Because it's teaching us, we're teaching ourselves not to be patient. We're teaching ourselves not to build real relationships. So yeah, when people cut you off out of their life now, that being said, are there boundaries? Yes. Are there people in my life that I've cut off? Yes. But after I have made sure that there was no way and no reason that there's no way we're benefiting each other. And if there's no mutual benefit in our lives, and I've had people in my life where there's been no mutual benefit at all, period. And so I've said, you know what? And I've communicated that this relationship is not serving either of us. And so it's necessary for us to part. Okay? You don't have to be with everybody who's been with you on your journey. Everybody's not designed to go with you for the distance. They're just not. Okay? And you gotta be, look, friendships ain't for punks either. You gotta be grown up. You gotta have some cojones. And you gotta realize sometimes if something is not working for you, yes, there needs to be a boundary. But if there's something there and you've had history together and this is just a bump in the road, people cut each other off with that kind of crap, no, I don't think that's a good thing. Okay. I'm single and would like a man's perspective. Okay, good. I'm a man. Let's do it. What are they listening for when they ask, why are you single? Or why is someone so put together single? To me, it's the dumbest question. Okay. Wow. I hear you. Even with absolute disrespect. Okay, I'm with you. So when a man says, you're getting a male opinion, okay, why are you single? Or why is someone so put together single? First of all, it's stupid to say that as a man. Men, yeah, no. Okay, have I ever said it? Yes. Okay, but I've learned. Here's what a man is saying when he says, well, why are you single? First of all, don't take it as an insult. He's not saying, dang, you can't find nobody? Dang, what's wrong with you? No, that's not what he's saying. And I think most of the time, and I can speak from a lot of men, most of the time they're saying, wow, why are you single? Sometimes they're probing to find out, is there something beneath this perfect facade I see? Something beneath all this that I can't see? And sometimes a man might be like, you mean to tell me I got a shot with you and nobody else has swooped you up yet? You know, and you're right, Martha. Sometimes it's a backhanded compliment. Why? Well, somebody that's put together is like you still single? Yeah, so don't always take it as an insult because it's not. I understand you're saying it's the dumbest question. I get that, Carrie, but it's not mean-spirited. Now, if they're saying, I don't know why you single, different thing, all right? But if they're asking, why are you single? Somebody's put together like you. To me, that what a guy is saying actually is, wow, you are wife material. You are marrying material. I am surprised that you have not married yet. Or they could be saying, is there something I need to know or something that I'm going to find out? Because from what I see, everything looks ta-da. But is there something going on here that I'm missing? Because it seems like somebody would have swooped you up. When I met my wife, she was single. I didn't ask her, why were you single? I don't care why she's single. I wanted her. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? I didn't care why she was single. I was like, thank you, God. That was it. So what about that? All right. So I think that's what guys are saying. I don't think it's an insult. And I understand why you would think it's dumb, because a guy he should trust the fact that you're single because you have chosen to be up to this point. Okay? So I do hear what you're saying, but don't take it as an insult. It's not. It's not. Guys don't often articulate their thoughts as succinctly and as clearly as women do. Okay. Yes, it is a backhanded compliment in a lot of instances. What they're actually asking is what's wrong with you. No, they're not asking what's wrong with you. And maybe they're going to asking, is there something here that I'm missing? Okay. But at any rate, okay. Break down what wife marriage material means. Wow. Y'all bringing the heat. I love it. Okay. I'm going to say this is probably the closing. This is going to open the way. This is going to open the door for a whole new discussion. Okay. But thank you, Lynn, for this question. What is wife or marriage material? What does that mean? Woo! First of all, it depends on the man you're asking. Okay. But I think that all men have a general idea of what wife and marriage material is. You want to know? Here we go. Wife material and marriage material is this. You look like you are somebody who can be a nurturer in the home, someone who knows how to take care of a man, someone who don't have no sexual hang-ups. You look like somebody who I can trust, somebody who I know is going to hold me down, is going to have my back. This is what my wife material means to a man. You're someone who knows how to embrace her feminine energy. And I think that's a big thing. You know how to embrace that feminine energy. And even though sometimes you might have some aggressive energy, you know how to keep that in check and not be combative. This is all wife material. Wifey. That's what that is. All right. So if you want to know, that's what a man is. A woman who is, she doesn't have to be like 1940s domestic, but she knows how to cook. Or at least know how you can order a mean DoorDash. Some. All right. She knows how to take care of a man. And I know y'all don't want to hear that because I only want to take care of no man. Oh, BS. Yeah, whatever. Because you want a man to take care of you. All right. All right. All right. My smart mouth response to the why am I single? What did you say, girl? Jesus. The right man hasn't found out what a blessing I am. Yeah, that was smart mouth. But anyway, I get it. And you're right. You're probably right. You're probably right. Why can a wife give a husband what can a wife give a husband that a single woman can't give a single man? What? What can a wife give a husband that a single woman can't give a single man? Huh. Okay. What can a wife give a husband that a single woman cannot give a man who's not? What can a wife give a husband that a man who's single cannot give to a man, a woman who's single? Okay. All right. You know what? My wife is typing and then hollering at me from the other room also. Okay. What a wife can give a husband that a single woman can't give a single man is this. A wife can give a husband commitment. And you say single, yeah, that sounds good. But no, marriage commitment is different from single commitment. Marriage respect is different from single respect. Married love is different from single love. It just is. Because that whole marriage thing brings in a moral, spiritual, and socially relevant connection that it's a mysterious bond. And so, yeah, a married woman brings a married man a whole lot more than a single woman can bring a single man. Okay? All right. Okay, let me move on. Oh, God. Y'all got me over my time, but I'm going to answer a couple more, then I'm going. Okay, we need a whole lot on marriage material. You're going to get it too. Watch. Yes, works both ways. Because I want to talk about what's husband material also. What can a married woman give a married man? You see, I told you, Kathy, about that negativity. That a single man can't give a single man. She said a divorce. See there? That's exactly what I'm talking about. She was adding to wife material. Ella, okay, I got it. Bring her on camera and let her respond. I'd love to see y'all do a Q&A together. All right. I know, right? Tell her that. All right. Okay, I certainly don't mind taking care of my husband because he takes care of me, but I've never been the one-sided type. You don't take care of me, I'm not willing to take care of you. It's not happening. Okay, I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna end with this. While I understand what you're saying, Ebony, listen. This whole taking care of thing, I don't want you to get into this 50-50 mindset because it doesn't exist. Marriage is not 50-50. Never has been, never will be. This whole thing is that I'm not taking care of you, you don't take care of me. I hear what you're saying, I understand the sentiment, but let's break it down to its lowest common denominator. In any successful marriage, okay, there is never 50-50. There is 60-40 sometimes. Sometimes he might be 70 and she might be 30. Other times she might be 90, he might be 10. Other times he might be 99 and she might be 1. Sometimes they might be 50-50. But the fact of the matter is the caring for one another is never equal. It never is. And there will be times during marriage, there's always times during marriage when one person will be caring more than the other. But if you're really understanding that we both have equal intensity, we both have equal quality of our love, that even if this time this cup is maybe overflowing in this cup, then eventually this cup is definitely going to pour back the overflow into this one. And so marriage has this constant balancing act, this constant giving. It's never just an equal giving. It's always, quid pro quo of some sort, but not always equal. Okay. And I hope I'm answering what you're saying, Ebony. But that's what it sounded like. All right. We should strive to serve out and cherish our spouse daily. Absolutely. I'm talking about men who are looking for a mama, but not willing to do anything but make demands. Okay. Ebony, we're going to have to talk. All right, because I hear what you're saying. And there are some men out there who have not grown into their manhood, which brings me a good segue, and I'm going to end it here. One thing that we're going to be doing in our app moving forward, you're going to be seeing this change. And I want you to start telling the men in your lives this, okay? I want you to start telling the men in your lives this, because we're going to start having some emphasis on bringing men into manhood. I'm starting a program that we're going to put into the app. It's going to be a part of the app. It's called Men Touring Manhood. Men, Touring, manhood. Men Touring Manhood, okay? And the whole idea is making the man ready for life, love, and his community, okay? So this is something that, because I believe that a lot of us, once we find men who can be led into manhood, because believe it or not, a lot of men do not have role models. A lot of men do not have fathers. A lot of men do not have those images. They really don't know how to be husbands. They don't know how to be fathers. They really have struggles there. So inside the app, we're going to be approaching this. So I want you to start telling your men about this. Start bringing them onto their lives. And then within the next 30 days, you're going to be seeing that starting to be implemented into the app. Men Touring Manhood. Okay? All right. And so hopefully, Ebony, that's going to help you out too. Okay. Love you guys. Guys, thank you so much. And please, thank you for staying on a little longer tonight. This was a lot of fun. Thursday night, we're going to start back on our topics, okay? Look for your notifications. Invite people out. Let's get this movement started. We're going to be great. And then we're going to start bringing in some other experts also who are going to join with me or take my place, just to come in and talk with you also during different times. All right. God bless you guys. You guys take care. Take care.